Gather round while I tell you of Theodore Geisel, the children's book author whose rhyming device will, if I can pull through, take us through this review of a musical version of Millennial's Debut. Seuss adaptations haven't always been great, and combining them all puts a lot on your plate. But I've sat through Shrek, We Will Rock You, and Glee, so really, how bad could this possibly be? So now let's delve into this odd little musical. I'm the Broadway Neophyte, and this is Seussical. A catchy opening song establishes links of a crossover Seussiverse with all of his things. We first glimpse the characters we'll get to know later, plus the Cat in the Hat, our fourth wall-breaking narrator.
Think of a bird who flies off on a spree. Think of a kangaroo so after me.
Think of a general crazy for war.
Think of a cat who pops up at your door. How you doing? Hello, I'll be running the show. I'm your host and MC. She's your host and MC. I'll pop up here and there, and you'll never know where, who or what I might be. You'll see.
Our story begins in the jungle of Newell, where the set's not overcrowded and the lighting's pretty cool. The animal costumes aren't copied from the page, but instead are more stylized and suited to a stage. So it's clear there's a lot the designers have brought. The question is, can they do the same with the plot? Horton hears the Who's on their small speck of dust and saves them from drowning, and all are nonplussed. The animals gang up on the poor crazy elephant. And do the requisite parody to try to be relevant. Meanwhile, Jojo the Who has problems of his own. Like many kid heroes, he's different and alone. His imagination's vivid, but his parents in doubt. They think military school might straighten him out.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
I do not like the Sam I am.
I do not like the Sam I am.
Our final protagonist is Gertrude McFuzz, the bird with the smallest plain tail ever was. She wants to impress Horton, but thinks he'd never notice her. If her feathers grew prettier, they would grow closer. Wishing that, like Maisie, she had plumage to show, Gertrude takes pillberries to make her tail grow. But though her new feathers are the fanciest around, they're also so heavy she's stuck on the ground, and Horton's too busy with trying to shield his clover, which monkeys take and hide in a field. If he wants to protect his tiny Who friends, he's stuck picking through clovers on a search without end. We finish Act 1 with our hero in strife, and a song like a kid-friendly bright side of life.
When the news is all bad, when you're sour and blue, when you're starting it mad, you should do what I do. Tell yourself how lucky you are, Victor.
If life seems jolly rotten, there's something you've forgotten, and that's to laugh and smile and dance and sing. When you're feeling in the dumps, don't be silly chumps. Just purse your lips and whistle, that's the thing.
Why to cry a cloudy sky and lift apart a crazy universe? My philosophy is simply things could be worse.
In Act 2, Horton's kindness becomes his damnation when Maisie LeBird wants to go on vacation. He takes care of her egg, hardly thanked for his service, and unable to leave it, is moved to the circus, where strange creatures perform, and the audience sees why Seuss's drawings weren't copied for the costumes for the leads. Back to Jojo. He's like 10, but he's next in the queue to be sent to the front lines of World War Who. They're fighting over which side to butter their bread, but Jojo runs away and is thought to be dead. Can't blame him when Whoville puts child soldiers in a war zone, but using his things, Jojo finds his way home. Seuss criticizing Cold War crusaders, butter side down low, and death to all traitors. Horton's saved from the circus when Gertrude drops by, having pulled out her tail feathers so she can fly. He returns to the jungle, though it doesn't seem they've missed him. What's a good finale? What do kids like? The legal system. The sour kangaroo puts Horton on trial because he almost resolved the plot and they've still got a while. She wants to lock him up and destroy the Who's clover. If they can't make noise, their civilization is over. But they prove their existence with Jojo's assistance. When he invents a word yop, he can yell a great distance. So Horton is free, the Who's have been heard, and Maisie's egg hatches into an elephant bird.
Gertrude. What will I do? I'm slow and I'm fat. All I know is the earth. It'll be much more than that.
And with some standard morals about love, dreams, and friends, Seussical the musical comes to its end. Though the costumes impress and the staging astounds, Seussical looks a lot better than it sounds. The songs have decent music with vocals I don't hate, but they're pretty generic and the lyrics aren't great. But even though the promise kinda fell apart, Biggest Blame Fool was a promising start. It's an ensemble number done like a news feature, with opinions on Horton from all the jungle creatures. A song that's just catchy and fun, it's a pretty clever way to introduce everyone. But with all of its rhymes, its design, and its yop, financially Seussical was kind of a flop. The script was too simple for the elaborate production, a recipe perfect for fiscal destruction. The creators admitted they'd envisioned a show with a small simple set for imagination to grow. In the workshop's charming, now an overproduced mess, a show that was doomed to be forgotten. Unless it could find a second life with younger performers, in smaller theaters with school budgets cutting corners. A cute show for parents where ticket prices weren't crazy, to go see their kids playing Horton or Maisie. In its own way, Seussical found success after all, because a venue's a venue no matter how small. Any show can find its home with the right place and timing. I'm the Broadway Neophyte, and I am done trying to fit this entire review into this meter. It was a mistake, ladies and gentlemen, I now admit, and honored guests. Don't do a review in rhyme, it's a bad idea. You shouldn't do it. My throat is full of mucus right now. Why did I do this?
Egg nest and tree, egg nest and tree,
After bobbing around for 2 weeks like a cork,
egg nest and tree,
they landed at last in the town of New York.
egg nest and tree,
It was when he was tired and hungry and cold.
egg nest and tree.
Then Horton was taken to auction.
and sold to the man from the circus.